Brown is a firearms instructor and criminal justice lecturer, and he joins us now to discuss it further. Mike, we appreciate you coming on tonight. First of all, just react to what the attorney is saying in terms of the father showing up to sponsor his son's FOID card after what police say were some serious red flags of suicidal thoughts and threatening to kill his family.
I happened to see the Illinois State Police's news release that they released. They stated that there were some reports being made. However, there was no one to follow up on those reports. And having been a former police officer myself, without having a complaining witness there to follow up to provide more details so that the state can take any further action, I would see that the state police's response is pretty much, proper procedure in that matter. So there's a lot of trauma we may not have any knowledge about.
Right. Well, let's go through some of the logistics because you know them well, Mike. What does it take to acquire a firearm owner's identification card, a FOID card in Illinois?
Sure. One thing is you can't have any felony convictions, certain misdemeanor convictions, especially domestic battery or crimes of violence, as it specifically relates to mental health. You had to have been never have been involuntarily entered into a mental health facility unless there's a mental health certification previously under the FOID Act. And there are just a host or array of other disqualifiers for the FOID card, such as if you were adjudicated a delinquent minor under the Juvenile Act of the state of Illinois. So there are a lot of different disqualifiers that would disqualify one from being able to have that. In this particular situation with Mr. Crimo, it doesn't appear that there were any disqualifiers outside of what the family could have told the police. And, having responded to plenty of family domestic situations, there are a lot of things that we may never know and the police will never know, especially if they're not reported.
Well, and we do know that the father sponsored it, according to state police. So what types of questions would a sponsor for a FOID card be asked?
Nothing more than the regular questions that any applicant is asked on a FOID card. There's pretty much just standard yes or no questions on the state police portal, such as, are you addicted to narcotics? Have you ever been convicted of a felony? Have you ever been a patient in a mental health facility? Is there any intellectual disabilities? Things of that nature. Are you subject to an existing order of protection? Are you currently under indictment for a crime that upon conviction would cause you to be convicted of a felony or no longer be able to possess a firearm? And then the applicant's parent or guardian is just stating under affidavit, under penalty of perjury, that the aforementioned information is true and accurate to the best of their knowledge. And the parent would have to have possession of an FOID card as well. So if the parent doesn't possess an FOID card, then the child or the teenager would not be able to possess a FOID card because it's underneath the parent's supervision.
All right. An important detail there. Mike, I'm going to have to interrupt you and go to a press conference. Vice President Kamala Harris is speaking, but thank you so much for giving us your time tonight. Let's go to that press conference. The Vice President in Illinois tonight talking about this week's shooting.